Bleeding Edge Monotone.
Salutations, this is Bleeding Edge Monotone. Today I'm going to be going over my Nexus Pro X2 modification named Sleeping Sun. Starting up at the front, there is no end-strike barrel lug, Missy Coup, but behind the current Scar barrel is a standard barrel, which is compatible with the original Nexus flash hider. And affixed to the top picatinny barrel are the rear iron sights corresponding with the front iron sights. Going on to the back, this is a standard mil-spec buffer tube, so if you want to use different stocks, you totally can. And then this is where you also access the spring. The Nexus Pro X2 is compatible with the Nexus X springs, but it is not compatible with the original Nexus Pro springs, which is right here. Inserted in it right now is the aftermarket out of Dart's 150 FPS spring, but this is compatible with the original 200 FPS spring, which I have right here. I'll give you guys the chrono readings in just a minute. Let's thread that back on there. Then probably the biggest difference you notice about this is the worker angled foregrip. This is compatible with the picatinny rail that sits under the original grip. Here's that original grip, excuse the fact that it's in pieces, but this would normally snap on right here and here on the other side for the picatinny rail, but you can unscrew that and it reveals, again, a picatinny rail to which I have attached the worker angled foregrip. I just find this much better to prime than the original angled foregrip because my palms get really sweaty over extended use periods. But over to probably the most eye-catching thing of this whole blaster is the paint scheme. I took the paint scheme after HMHS Britannic, which is a war hospital ship in 1916 that sank in 1916 during the First World War. My motif for this was the green, the white, and the red for a sort of hospital ship vibe, and I'm very proud with how it turned out. To start, I used Rustoleum 2X, and for Sleeping Sun in particular, I used Meadow Green Gloss. And then for the cross detailings in the top rail and the panels right here, I use a combination of white and red acrylic paint. These are cheap acrylic paints I got at Hobby Lobby for like $2. Then once everything was done, I gave it 2 coats of matte clear coat to finish it off. And overall, I'm very impressed with how it turned out. The prime action is smooth. I didn't paint the inside for the same reason that I didn't paint the inside of any other of my blasters, because that would reduce its ability to function. If the paint chips are somewhere and it gets into the plunger tube, that can not only decrease performance but cause a big mess. So I left the inside unpainted. And not only is this compatible with the regular magazines that AF sells at Walmart, this is compatible with the X-Shot Fury magazine, the Nerf Pro magazines, and of course the most important, Talon Geometry magazines. This is one of my worker Talons, and it feeds perfectly fine. And now, for a quick firing demo. Shooting standard X-Shot darts out of an AF compatible lace slam fire. And as for the chronograph results, I put it up on my chronograph and achieved an average velocity of 152 feet per second using the aftermarket out of Dart spring, and 202 feet per second using the included 200 FPS spring that comes out of the box. So what are my final opinions on the Nexus Pro Sleeping Sun? Overall, I'm very impressed with how this mod turned out. It's simply just a paint job and a few swapped internals and an exchange pump grip, but I'm very happy with the way that turned out, and I will be fielding this as my main primary once I get like a cheap EOTech or something to put on top of the pick rail up here, because this blaster is accurate enough with the Scar to justify the use of an airsoft or real steel sight. But that's about it for Sleeping Sun. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you guys want to see more Nerf videos, then please do let me know. As always, this has been Bleeding Edge Monotone, signing out.